Hey everybody, Skinny Mitch here. So I am replacing the high pressure sealing rings on my Venturi 4500 air compressor. Got all the tools, everything ready, some towels. Um, I did do a couple pre-disassembly. Um, I emptied the water out of the reservoir and I disconnected the water tubes. See if I can't get you in here, okay? So I disconnected the water tube here and the water tube here. All right, so you got your upper end and your lower end. This is your water jacket. All right, so let me just run you through what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to remove the temperature sensors. Okay, then I'm going to remove my hard lines. Then I'm going to remove these 4 screws, which is going to allow me to pull this cap off. Then once that's off, I can pull the water jacket sleeve and then pull the piston sleeve right here. So again, I'll be doing the temperature, my hard lines, these 4 bolts, then I'll go down to these 4 bolts. Okay. Let's see how this works out here. All right, so temperature sensor. Now the temperature sensor has a little piece of red stuff. It looks like plastic. I'm thinking that's some type of thread lock. Okay. There she goes. Okay, I'm going to get my little dish right here. Okay, just pop that screw out of there. Yeah, I don't know what that red stuff is. It's not on the threads. It's only right here, so must be something to secure the lock. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory. This is the temperature that goes to the machine to tell it to turn off when it gets too hot. This is the temperature that you'll be reading. So I will set this off to the side. There's no pieces to lose there. That probably could pop out of there, but I'm just going to set it down here. Okay, so next, that means I have to remove my hard lines, one on this side and one on the other side. I showed you previously in the video. So you're going to need a 15 millimeter and a 17 millimeter. Not even sure if this is millimeters, but so I'm going to have to hold this way, turn this way. Okay, that came pretty easy. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I'm just holding this so it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm spinning off the ferrule or whatever you call it. Okay, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I'm gonna hold that up, push that down. Okay, that went pretty easy. Might still need that wrench a little bit. Got to be careful of all your lines. And then when you're done, make sure you wipe these hard lines down, because if they got grease or something on them and this line heats up, it could burst. I know some people with the young hangs lay wet rags over their thing. Not a good idea anyway. Okay, so we're going to pull this off of here. Alrighty, and then I think I'm even going to use a paper towel here. Sometimes these can be hard to remove because they're pushed down with a ferrule. So you just want to be careful. Maybe rock it back and forth a little. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause you guys for a little bit while I work this out. Okay, I'm back. So what I ended up having to do is I removed this, and it was super tight. I could not get this out of there. It's a press fit. It's got a ferrule or whatever you call this at the end. I think it's called a ferrule, and it fits in there. I'll show you closer. But what I ended up having to do was on the back one, I ended up loosening both sides. I'll pull it out here. So this was the back one, right? And I ended up having to loosen up both sides. And then what I did was, I can show you here, get this on here. It was really hard, so I took a piece of rubber, I stuck it in my wrench like that. Then I just sent it in through there, up against the tube, and I hit it with the palm of my hand and my hammer until I could get it to pop out. Kind of a cluster here. Okay, so let's take a minute to relax here for a second. So like I said, I put the rubber in there. And remember, I loosened both sides. I'm just going to show you what I did here. So this is oriented like this in there. And then I just put the wrench on there. See? And then I hit the end of the wrench with my hammer in the palm of my hand until it came out of the hole, which I will show you here in a second. Okay, so for this one, yeah, you can't really hardly see, but I'll show you. For the top piston one, I just put the piece of rubber around it like this and tapped the best I could from the opposite direction with a hammer. A light hammer, by the way, just like a short hammer. And not very aggressive, just tap, 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 tap. If it doesn't come out, get a little more aggressive. That's what I ended up having to do. Oh, while I'm here, here's where the other tube attached to. And then it goes through down to there and attaches to the low end, right? there. Okay, so I'll show you kind of from this end. Here's the low end, and then on the opposite side is where the other hard tube goes to, which you would be able to know that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm just going to set it like that. I think I said it, but remember, wipe those coils off when you're done, okay? So you can see the whole unit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove these 4 screws. I don't remember what size this is, okay? So I got a tray here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, because I like to keep track of my screws, top, then bottom. So that way when I take the screws out, I'll be able to put them where I want them. Okay, so if I could just find where I put the Allen wrench. Oh, it's in the thing. Okay, so that's righty tighty, lefty loosey. That was kind of a little bit loose. Let's try a different one. There. Wow. I know I'm going the right direction, right? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, you just got to give it a little bit of pressure. I guess if I had yeah, I don't like that. Let's see if I can get this. Wow. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. This is the Allen wrench that came with it, and it's just too short. So I got an Allen wrench that fits. Turned out to be millimeters, and it is guess I should have my glasses on while I'm doing this. 1.5 millimeter. Okay, so let's get these off. Yeah, see, much easier now. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So far not so bad, except for trying to get those hard lines off was a pain. You just really need to be patient, use rubber around the thing, you know, get leverage on it however you can, and tap that sucker out of there. Okay, so this is top left. There is a washer on there, so be careful. Okay, top right. Top left. Okay, and bottom left. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? Yeah, you can. Okay. Oh, there goes one washer. Kind of sucks because, okay. I'll look at it later. Okay. Bottom left. So I made sure I swept my floor before I did any of this. Okay. Just in case I drop something. Okay. Chances are I'll find it much easier if I sweep the floor. Okay, so I'm going to take these and put them right here. Just and put it right there. Let me write top and bottom on here. Top, bottom. Okay, so now what should happen is we're going to pull this cap off. All right. Oh, that came very, 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 very easy. That's what it looks like. Okay, I just want to make sure I remember how it's oriented. Okay. Yeah, it can only go one way. Flat spot out to the outside edge, and you know that because of your temperature gauges. Okay. So very carefully, I'm going to put that right there. I'll probably do a two-part video, assembly and disassembly. Okay, so I need some paper towels here, because next I'm going to pull this sleeve off. Okay. Not sure how much water's in there or what's going to happen when I do this. I need to take this O-ring off first, or let's see what happens. Okay. That answers that question. See, I was saying I wanted to run something through my machine to clean it up, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. The light doesn't really help. Okay, remember, black washer on top, straight down. Black washer on top, straight down. All right, so now I'm going to set this down over here. I guess what I'll do is I'll give this a little bit of cleanup. Give you guys an idea what it looks like. Okay, a little bit closer view from the side edge. Okay, so like I said, I was going to clean this up. Looks like I have a black washer and a green washer O-ring there, so I have to remember that. Okay, throw that down there. I think I will replace those O-rings. Okay, so looks like I got some water right there. How can I get to that? I don't know what this little hole is or where it goes to, but I just stuck my thing down there and it felt kind of weird, but I think that was the paper towel going in there. Okay. Just get a little bit more of that down in there. See if I can't get this dried out a little bit. Yeah, not going to happen. Okay. So now I'm going to remove the 4 bolts that hold the piston sleeve on. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Those outside ones were pretty tight though on this one. Okay, so how to get to this one back here. I can't get to an angle where my Allen wrench fits in. Okay, there we go. What about this one? Did I get this one? For some reason, this one's giving me a hard time. Don't know why. I can't get it here at a different angle. Yeah. What's going on here? Let me try the shorter Allen wrench that came with it. What is the deal here? Huh. Okay, hold on. For some reason the Allen wrench isn't fitting in there. Must be a messed up fastener. Let me pause you for a sec. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the deal is, but I just couldn't get that fastener with the square end. I couldn't get that to go into the fastener on the bottom. Don't know why. At this point right now, I don't really care. I will work that out later. why, but I just kind of want to give these all loose before I take one out. Okay, top left. It's hard to tell, but it does not look like any washers. But nope, no washer. Okay, top left. Top right. Bottom left. And bottom right. Okay. It's starting to get a little bit darker. Can you guys still see? Yes, you can still see. Let me see what happens if I turn this other light on real quick. Probably messes everything up, right? No, actually it's fine and I can see better. Okay. I was keeping that light off because I thought it was interfering with you guys. Okay. So, well, that explains why the wrench wouldn't go in. That doesn't explain why this one wouldn't. Oh well. Let me look at that real quick. See, I shouldn't be taking the time to do this right now. Okay, I guess it was going in there, just paint. It wasn't going in as far as I liked. Felt like it was going to strip, so I got the box in. Okay, so now we are at the point where I'm about ready to pull this off, but before I do that, actually, not before I do that. See, I don't want to bend the piston, so I want to be very careful. Okay, heat gun. I don't know, I'm just thinking this might help, you know. I got it ready just in case. Beat that up a little. This is probably totally unnecessary and I'm wasting time. Whoa, got a little bit of hot down here. Okay, so that's definitely not a good idea. Huh. There's water down here. Okay, if I'm very, very, very careful, I should be able to create a little bit of leverage. I don't want to do too much. Okay, so another snag here. Okay, let me pause you again and see if I can't work this out. Sorry, I'm just pausing you because I don't want you to have to watch 3 hours. Okay. Okay, that took a little bit of working, but I finally got it. Slide this off of here. I just don't know if you can see that or not. Let me get the flashlight. I'm not sure if that was just from me pulling it off, but there is some grease to the outside. This is damaged, so I probably will end up replacing that gasket. Okay, so this there, all that there. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like. You got your bottom piston, and then you got your top piston with the sealing rings that I'm going to be replacing right now. 1, 2, 3, right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you guys right here. You can see the 3 rings, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my screwdriver. I don't know if this will work, but let me see if I can't. Zoom this in for you guys a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working very well. Okay. So I'm going to be taking these 3 rings off, but I'm going to use this screwdriver to bring this to top dead center. Not to mess your fan up. I'm just going to slowly move this up there. Okay, it just started going back down, so I'll go back up 1. Okay. So, if you ask me, my high pressure sealing rings look great. My suspect was also that it could be the rings on the piston, the pressure sealing rings and the oil sealing rings. The oil rings and the pressure rings. I'm flustered right now, but I'm not using the right terminology. But down below here on the lower piston is 2 or 3 other rings. One of them is a seal, the other one creates pressure, or the other 2 create pressure. Okay, so I'm worried about when I cut the ring off, it's going to gouge the metal in between there. So I grabbed a piece of plastic, which I'm hoping I can slide in between the rings before I cut them. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm going to have to be careful. Okay, so let me take this paper towel. Wipe those rings off real good. I need to take some pictures for my rip real quick. Sorry, I should have put you guys on pause for that. Like I said, I wanted to get pictures of these rings, as many angles as I could. I'm trying to do it without the flashlight changing too much. I should have paused you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, that's done. So now what I want to do is see if I can't turn this on. Well, real quick, what I want to do. Okay, that's the again, small end down first. Okay, small end down first. Oh, well, that blows. Okay, so that didn't work because didn't have enough room to cut the ring off. I want to be very careful when I do this. I tried to prevent that piece from going somewhere, and now it flew all over the place. Okay. So now I got a little V cut in it. I think I can see the metal ring around there. Okay. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, I have 3 rings. One of them I already stretched over the... Now I can put this back on. Okay, where's... What's in my hand? Okay. So we got a big end, we got a small end on this. A big end and a small end. The small end you want to slide over first. Okay, and question we were all looking for. Nope, you might be able to slide the first ring onto there, using the tool. But if you, I'm pretty sure if you stretch this O-ring that big to fit over the end of this, it's going to be too big. Okay, no. So this O-ring right here was damaged. So I'm just going to put this on here, and I'm going to slowly go around. Push that down. Until I get where I think it's stretched. And I'll pull it all apart. See if it fits over the edge. I hope it doesn't. Okay, so let me try both sides because I only stretched it from one side. No, I wonder if you could use this tool. Nope. Okay. I need to make sure that's the right side. Okay, small hole first. I was going to try to use that tool to stretch this over, but it doesn't work like that. Okay, this is the first time I've ever used this tool. I experimented with it, but it looks like you have to stretch this quite a ways, little bit by little bit. Okay. You know, it might just be that if you do stretch it all the way over, it's not overkill. But I talked to a friend, an acquaintance really, who has done this before, and he said it is not necessary to stretch the ring all the way from one end off of the other. That this tool is just used to stretch the O-rings. So stretch it out until it's big enough to fit over the piston. Okay, and that's what I just did. Okay, so we know how far we have to go now. About right there. All right. So this video is going to be really long. Let me go ahead and pause you again. I'm going to stretch this O-ring, or this high pressure sealing ring. Then when it's ready, I'll slide it on, and we'll go from there. We're already at like 47 minutes here. Okay, so I stretched the first ring. I made a piece of tape all the way to there. I put a piece of tape to see how far to stretch it. I suppose you could slide everyone over this, but it makes it slightly oversized than it needs to be. Now, that's what this is for. That's why it's tapered. Small end down at the bottom, big end at the top. When you're done putting the rings in, you slide this up and it pushes the rings, it seats them, de-shrinking them, for lack of better words. So it squishes them in its grooves. Okay, so I stretched this one to the bare minimum that I needed to. And I left the old rings on. Yeah, that just seems so freaking loose in there. Yeah, see? What the heck? See, this is what I'm saying. I stretched the ring to the bare minimum that I needed to get it to go over. It's in its groove. But it's just way, way loose in there. Well, I have another set coming, but yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to stretch those. Okay, so you guys basically see how it works. You stretch a sealing ring over this. By the way, be sure to inspect all your precision parts, okay? You slide it onto here until it's big enough to fit over the piston. Now remember, keep your old ones in to slide the next consecutive ring over. Again, and that's a good idea, because if you don't do that, you see how this one's overstretched. When you go to slide the next one on now, it would catch up. You get what I'm saying? So if I started at the top and took the first one off and put the ring on, it would be so loose that I wouldn't be able to slide the next pressure sealing ring over. All right? So again, you take your tool, this is your tool to put your ring, to smash them back into the grooves, which I'm hoping that's going to happen. Well, I'll leave a note in one of the things letting you guys know how that went. Well, crap. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and pause you. I'm going to replace the rest of these rings, and at the end, when I slide this off, I'll restart it maybe. If not, I'll give you an explanation on the reassemble video. I know this was a crappy video, and I'm so sorry. I didn't expect things to happen that did. I tried to anticipate everything, but again, you're just disassembling it, stretching your pressure sealing rings onto the cone till they're big enough to slide over the piston. Leave your old ones in, do your bottom one first, slide them over, bingo, okay? So I know I'm repeating myself. I apologize for the crappy video, but I really, really wanted you guys to know how this works and what to expect. So I'm kind of glad what happened did happen. I'm going to pause you, and like I said, if I come back, cool. If not, then in the reassemble video, I will give explanations or put comments down in the description. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I got the rings on. Yes, they're oversized. I got the piston tool on and pulled up to the taper. Then, just to make sure everything was working right, I pushed it back down to make sure everything was aligned. And now I'm at a point that's new. I don't know what's going to happen right now. I just know that I need to grab onto this. A paper towel maybe, so I can get a better grip. Bada boom, bada bing. It pushed them right back in there. It pushed them right back in there, guys. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pause you and come back with the rebuild video, reassembly video. Okay, guys, that's about it for the disassembly and installing the high pressure sealing rings. I'm going to do a second video on reassembly. Mostly just so you can see me put the piston or the sleeve over the piston. I want to remind everybody, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like or dislike, and share. Most important thing is, and I really mean this every time I say it, be safe and have fun.